Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Will-O-Wisp Woods. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for stopping in and saying hi. We're so happy to have you. For those of you that were here last week, our lovely
2 weeks.
players have... Yes, that's true. Two weeks, yeah. For those of you who were last here for the last session, we happen to have a rather interesting development, as our players are currently at the foot of a door. A door that's about, if I remember correctly, I described it as 20 feet tall and 15 feet wide.
I'd say about so.
Yeah, I think it was like 20, 25 feet high.
And our lovely players, unable to see too far in, are also unable to get out. So, it appears that forward is the only option. For those of you that weren't here in the last 2 weeks, for last session, our lovely players happened upon a lost underground whatever this is. Halls, a library, winding magic that forces their mind to be completely unaware of where they actually are, falling through walls, disappearing, and ended up going down one hall only to reappear down the opposite, coming into a four-way intersection that they can't leave. This place is rather strange and rather all over the place. So, after searching each of the areas that they currently have access to, they make their way back to the main room, before they then find that across the bridge is a massive door that they had seen originally, but avoided. Two statues stood on either side, spears in the hand opposite of the side near the door. However, trying to cross the bridge halfway through, they're stopped by a magical force. An invisible wall that seems to ripple when touched. After a bit of investigation and a bit of looking around, the party noticed that there were evocation runes near the statues. After lighting torches, they were able to make their way through this thin layer of magic, feeling as though they had stepped through a sheet of water. After stepping up, they find that this door is well guarded, as a riddle stood between them and whatever is on the other side. Every wrong answer seemed to prove very dangerous, as in one spot where one might stand, if they were following what seemed to be a rather traditional path, a wrong answer would have met with an untimely fate. The spears of the statues turned towards the bridge and attacked, but only one specific spot. Thankfully, with so many, nobody was standing in the space. With each attempt, The group got closer to the answer, finally finding the correct one after questioning themselves in the beginning. Now, this large door stands ever so slightly open after a loud scraping of stone against stone that slowly pushes the doors back and open, revealing inside a rather dark room, the light peering in only going so far. Thank you, Jesse Bear, for the follow. Thank you, Mina Uzu, for the, Mina, for the follow. Thank you, Rosebud, Vero, if either of you are here, thank you. And thank you all for joining us as the journey of Grandiasha begins once again with episode 16. The Lost and the Found. Our lovely party. All of you stand before this now open stone door. On the other side, light peers in from the room you're in, as well as the torches you all have lightly glowing to illuminate some of the room for you. However, this massive room seems to be rather difficult to illuminate fully, as, stepping forward, you see that it is a flat, barren space of stone flooring. The doors remain open, and stepping towards them, there is no reaction. No reaction from the statues, no reaction from the door. It appears it will remain open. What would you all like to do?
I know you know I would hug you right now, but you're covered in spikes.
Kick you off the balcony. Might as well go in. Walks in.
Yep.
And just walk in.
In we go.
Does anybody?
Nowhere else to go.
So everyone is following the dwarf in.
I'm gonna go for an investigation check first.
Okay. Feel free to roll
Not that
investigation
there's
for me.
gonna be much to see, but
Please feel free to roll an investigation for me.
I have an 18 total.
Very
That's
nice.
good.
Very nice. It appears as though the entrance of this room, whatever it is neither trapped nor magically altered, other than the door itself. But it appears as though the real test was surviving the spear of the statues, which is likely not something someone would be able to do. But nonetheless, the answer was given, and the doors appear to remain open. It does not seem trapped. It does not seem as though one of these stone floor pieces is going to sink in or anything like that. It seems as though it is completely safe for the moment.
Cool, I'll follow them then.
Are Odile and Rovan?
They're pacing back and forth while they're watching everybody go in. And she's starting to think, going, if this is the only way in and out, what are we going to find over there? Because there's not going to be another door. She rushes in afterwards. She'd rather be with them than be by herself.
Okay.
So, does a torch help?
The torch does help. The torches do help. For those of you with dark vision, you can see beyond the torch. However, the torch does indeed help for those without it, if any of you do lack dark vision.
Don't think any of us do. Dark vision OP.
Well,
I think Robon's the only one that lacks it.
you'll find that dark vision is very good until you realize the dark vision itself says that it shows shades of gray, which means if it's a flat wall but there's a slight curve to it, it could just appear as a flat wall. That's the fun part of dark vision. You never truly know.
It can be so easily exploited.
Oh yes, especially when
I'm not
everybody
gonna
has
give you
it.
any ideas.
But nonetheless, hello, Hootie. Thank you for the lurks. But nonetheless, you all step forward into the dark room. The torches lighting up the stone below you and around you. However, as you all enter in, and as you step further into the room, you hear a familiar as the stone door begins to close behind you. The door seals. However, not a moment passes before you hear boom, 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 as on either side of you, you see massive braziers atop stone pillars that alight with an arcane blue flame. These pillars easily, probably 100 feet on either side to your right and left. This massive room now aglow with this light blue hue. You notice beyond the pillars there's another probably 50 feet of space before it actually reaches a wall of some kind. A stone flat wall by the look of things. As you look above, hanging braziers alight with the same blue glow. This magical flame flickering on and off and lighting this room with a beautiful icy blue glow. As you look down at the floor, you notice now that you can see in the center where you all are walking, the stones are different colored, as if making a walkway. You all look ahead, where these massive stone braziers are lighting up one after the other. We got a posture check in chat. Where these massive stone braziers are lighting up one after the other, side by side, all the way down this room. And at the end, you notice stone stairs that start to lead up to a main, almost what looks to be a space where a throne would be. But it lays empty. In the center of this room, you notice that there is a space, a gap, between you and where the throne may have sat. And in this space there is a circular center. A fountain almost, it looks like. However, the center where the fountain appears to go up, where the water would come out, instead almost looks like a perfectly cone-shaped point that goes all the way up. This point then also alights. At the very tip of it, a small blue orb pops into existence. And then it proceeds to grow, larger and larger, until you see it stop at about a diameter of probably maybe 10 feet, 20 feet. Very large sphere. On this arcane blue sphere, however, you notice it begins to then ripple around the outside. Round the outside, round the outside. As it ripples, you notice that it begins to take form. These ripples slowly cascading into these small details. A map of the entire world that Grandiasha rests within. You look closely as it slowly rotates. And where you all can see, there's a small, very light dot of light that is brighter than the rest of the world. And you look closely to see that it is, based off of your knowledge of the geography that you all have been traveling and where you all know yourselves to be, it is about where you all had entered this place. You notice another small dot appears, dimmer than the one that you all are currently at, over towards West Grandiasha, in a space somewhere in that territory. And you start to notice more of these little dots appear all the way around this world. Rather beautiful showing of the world itself. However, at the very far end, you hear the origin of a rumble. A low growl. Of that like a lion.
What do you do in my space? Why are you all here? Answer truthfully, as I can see your lies.
I think you guys want me to answer this one.
Mm-hmm.
Got lost. Maybe not lost. Companion got lost. We chased after. Found her. Got led here by some creepy creature. Exploring this place that we found. There's no way back, so we might as well just push forward. Honest.
Little lambs lost. Step forward.
I use Nyla as a shield. And step forward. Let's go, Nyla.
Yeah, Nyla stepped forward.
Are Odile and Dwindle following? As
He did say to, so I just like crouch my head slowly behind Rovon's head as he takes like a little pause step forward. I smell our fear.
As you all step forward and you get closer to this map, I assume you all round it to see where you all are going and who is speaking.
Yeah.
As you all step forward, and as you all round the world map, you notice behind where this pedestal sits, there's an empty space, a circular hole, a doorway. In this doorway, you notice two bright white eyes that slowly crack open, staring through this dark space before stepping forward. Before you stands a mighty creature, from paw to top of head, 25 to 30 feet. At its sides, two large wings that furl in and stretch slightly as it steps forward, one paw before the other. A lion's paw steps through the door, stepping upon the stone platform, followed by another. The maw and the snout comes into the light, and you see that the bright white eyes are connected to a lion's head with a bright golden lion's mane that drips and falls almost like melted gold around this creature's face. It then steps forward fully onto the platform, and you see it is indeed a massive winged lion that then proceeds to sit upon this stone platform and look down upon all of you.
Sorry, he sounds amazing and beautiful, but now all I can think of is that lion from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm sorry, it just all of a sudden popped in my head when you said he sat down on the throne. All of a sudden, I'm like, no.
One with the crown?
Yes, the one that has the crown and brings the toys from the Misfits and everything.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sorry.
our misfit
Don't
king.
relate it. Actually,
I'm sorry. It
I
just
know
popped in
exactly
my
what
head.
this creature is. It's a beautiful fate.
I know. That's why I'm trying to get it back out of my head. I'm sorry.
My concern
You're
is high. We are fine. Are we fine? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Dwindle is on the grabs of like the sheer build of this thing. Oh, it's like, can I take it or can I not take it? That's just the thoughts that's going through his mind.
Yeah.
It's not odd thoughts.
There's a few boulders around his head. specifically around to where his mohawk is just a few bulges. Like,
The tale of this mighty lion, this mighty sphinx, if you will, wraps around itself as it sits and lightly taps at the end, lifting up and down against the stone ever so slightly. It continues to look down upon all of you with a rather expressionless face.
Mortals bring themselves into my space, lost and unsure. I ask, what has brought you to find yourself wandering?
Mere curiosity.
entertainment.
You.
Well, you all have found my domain. Now, I must ask, why have you stayed? You said that one of your own had found themselves lost. Did you not find them?
Yeah, that's where the curiosity kicked in.
Yeah, I can agree with that, yeah.
We found her. We found this place. It was pretty warm. We didn't want to go back outside. Then all of a sudden,
Storm.
doors, and everything was just so much more entertaining.
Gonna agree with the elf here on that one. I also found this. Holds up the stump. It's a plant that can't burn.
That's him.
Thank you.
And it's still alive even though I cut it. I mean, look at this thing, still moving.
Oh, somebody redeemed to hydrate.
Yes, yes, they did. That means water. Shit.
I don't have water front of this.
Water, liquids, whatever works in that moment.
Thanks, Jess.
Lemon ivy.
So you all remain in my domain simply out of curiosity.
Honestly, we didn't even know it's yours. That's part of the curiosity. Now we know. And honestly, now I'm a bit more curious why there's a. No offense, whatever you are, I don't know. I normally just. Just for an X. Gotta hit everything down, but I don't think I can take you. Which is a compliment. If I've ever said one. You look majestic, by the way.
We're going, Dwindle.
I want Dwindle to roll a persuasion check. Or no, just a general charisma check, actually.
This is a horrible idea. I love this.
Oh my
Just a general charisma check.
Lapis, or I'm gonna go Quartz because he is beautiful.
Quartz is a good idea.
That's 13 naturally. I think I have a negative in that, so we'll find out shortly. Campaigns, player base, my characters, Dwindle.
While he does that,
Load.
and while Dwindle finds his character sheet and figures out if he's negative in charisma,
I'm pretty sure.
we have Christmas lights up on the stream. I thought I would share that with everybody because that was very fun to set up.
They look awesome. They kind of look like Nicolas Cage.
I think they do. Yeah, I think that is the point. Actually,
Or who? I don't know. They have glasses.
that's
13 natural.
13
was
natural.
gonna
You
say.
have no.
But let's see if the persuasion, if I have any bonus to persuasion.
Oh,
No. No. Obviously not.
Just a general charisma check would have worked. But
Yeah, 13. Yes. That's good for him.
you hear what can only be described as a very rumbled chuckle, almost. Very low, very slow, not long lasting. Well, it appears that the mortals don't choose flattery. You all have found my space to be curious. I wish to see how curious you truly are. Let me ask you. Do you all believe in magic? And I do not mean whether or not you think it is real. My very existence is proof enough of that. Would you stake your life on magic? Do you
No.
believe?
More like magic.
My.
Can't believe, can't deny it's real though, but gotta suffer through it. Magic's good, but it's most used for bad.
Agree with the dwarf.
All things can be used for evil, good or bad. The bow that the half-elf carries, it can be used both good and bad. And it is all perspective. Your weapons can take life just as quickly as they can give it. You may hunt,
But you kill an animal to do so. That animal was alive. And that animal sees you as evil for doing so. Those around you that you provide see you as good, kind-hearted even, for bringing them a meal to satiate another day. Your armor, you see it as good because it protects you. Others see it as a nuisance, as they are not able to get to you. So I ask again, would you believe in magic if it could save your life?
Slumps on the ground, cross-legged. Aye.
The lion monster has a good point.
Some of you smell of magic.
I know, it's not magic.
I agree that the dwarf does not smell of magic, but of other things. But some of you smell of magic. Some of you I may offer a trade. Something you all may find helpful or useless. It is up to your perspective to choose. I
What would
ask.
the trade be for?
There they are. I was wondering where you were hiding. Small one. That contraption was not the source of the magic I smelled. I was wondering where the source.
It's made that soft.
Me, elf.
Yeah.
Elf. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I didn't
Even
say
better.
anything.
Even
I didn't
better.
say anything.
Oh no.
Elf, I think, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. She's
Elf
some wolf.
presenting.
She elf. I don't know. I just know I need to chop this legs
Yeah.
down and then so he can see eye to eye with me.
Very interesting. That changes things a little bit. Ooh.
I know.
The Sphinx actually looks to May and looks rather curious, actually.
An elf. That does not smell of elf.
Where is she then if she's not elf? She She's elf, right? I mean, I've also seen her transform into a beast, but... Or did I? That's the flaming broth talking. Speaking of which, you want some?
Seems
What all?
so flamin' broth still stands.
Aye. Stronger and better than ever. Take all the world to fight it.
Of course. You dwarves were always such a stubborn bunch.
I'm proud of it.
His attention then slowly turns from Dwindle back to May.
It appears that your companions are not aware. Your
Aware of what?
secret. Your secret will be safe with me. But the trade I ask of something very simple. Magic is what creates all beings, no matter how small. The magic of creation and the magic of life is under the domain of Shatramatis. She creates the beings and creates the energy for her brother to then shape wonderful beings of existence like yourself. So I ask, how much are you willing to give for answers? The trade I offer to you all for but a small price of a little bit of blood. I can answer one question. If it is within my power, I have the knowledge of most things. If you wish for the answer to a question that ails your mind, you may ask it for but a price.
And as he finishes the word price, you see between you and the Sphinx, about 10 feet from the base of the throne, or this platform that starts, the stairs specifically at the very bottom, about 10 feet from the stairs at the beginning, two stones, ever so slightly, lift and spread ever so slightly, creating a small gap. It then, from this gap, begins to rise a small, almost like a bird fountain. But, much like the fountain with the piercing point in the middle that holds this map behind you, there is a small pointed stone piece in the very center. It then leads down into this well. And in this well, there are 4 holes at the base of this point that lead what seems to be into the base of this fountain. Alongside the fountain, in front of you all, between you all and the fountain, raises a small walkway that fills in the rest of the gap from these lifted stones. So there's no chance of falling in. However, the Sphinx then simply lays down, its front paws crossed over one over the other as it hangs off the edge of his platform and down the stairs. And he simply watches.
Nyla's gonna take a few steps forward, but do that thing where, like, stop, turn around, go, like,
Tugs at
hesitate
your leg.
and walk back and forth a couple of times.
Tugs at your leg. Oi. Got a question. And he points to Nyla and Kiv. You got a question?
You mean Nyla
I'm not
and
sure.
Yeah. You got a question? Hell yeah. But points.
I get off of Rovan and I start walking forward
But
without them seeing me. Let me see if I can get a self.
Please, feel free to roll stealth.
Let me settle my dad.
19. 19 plus 4. So that's a 23.
Beats my passive.
And that's just to walk past the group. I'm off of Rovan and I'm walking by myself.
Very interesting.
I mean, Glendale is at the path. But that doesn't mean it's passive.
Wherever Nyla is, as Nyla is the one that you were tugging at the leg of. So, where is Nyla?
What is it that you're looking for? Perception? Is that what you said?
I don't think any of you have a passive perception that's 23.
No, we don't have anything even close to 23.
Yeah, definitely not.
Thank goodness.
Then, Odile, I would say you managed to get past the group. So,
Like I always say, you got a question you'd asked.
I do, but I'm not sure I'm ready to have it answered.
This thing seems intelligent.
Hmm?
Probably your best bet. What do you say, Pig?
Where's Odd?
Yeah.
You just see Rovan just sitting there next to you guys, just like quietly whimpering.
and what is Odile doing?
Odile's walking up the path to the fountain.
Okay.
Stone face, just walking up. 'Cause she's just thinking. The thing senses me. It wants magic. I'm the most magic thing in this group that I know of.
You're a fairy. You're a
Yeah.
fae.
Yeah.
You're definitely most magic here.
And plus, I'm already covered in scars. What's another scar that's gonna...
You'd be surprised.
It's not like you're a pixie who's the size of.
You'll
Yeah.
You'll
I'm-
you'll
I'm
And it's
too
a spike. How big exactly?
Funny enough, the spike itself is only probably about, I'd say maybe a foot tall from the base of this small fountain. The point, however, at the very top of it, literally, it is so thin, it's almost like, you know how there were those kids in school that would literally sharpen their pencil to a point that it almost looked like it wasn't even pointed. It was like it just ended at some point.
Yeah.
That.
It's so sharp it hurts to look at.
Yes, basically. Think Kung Fu Panda, where he's looking at the blade and he's like, "Oh, the blade! It's so sharp that you can cut yourself just by looking at it." That one. But the Sphinx does simply lay there. And funny enough, Odile, you do notice that the two bright white eyes are staring directly at you as you walk towards this fountain. However, he does not seem to show any emotion one way or the other of whether or not this is interesting to him or lackluster. It appears more of indifference. This neutral state of being that this lion face just has no emotion at all. It's almost like it's impossible to read their face and their thoughts. But nonetheless, looking ahead, you see the fountain. It's a little tall. However, you do notice that the Sphinx, as you get about halfway, taps his claw down upon the stone below him, and you watch as a ripple dances down the stone staircase towards the fountain, and then it begins to shrink. It shrinks down to a size where Odile could easily simply reach out her hand straight forward if she wanted to. As the others talk, and as Odile walks forward, all actually hear this tap, as it is not a small claw or creature. And it simply sounds like metal against stone.
Pleasant sound for the dwarf. Hey, Lily. Would you like home?
The Sphinx, and I look at the fountain. I take a quick look back at the group to see if they realize I've already walked away.
One has noticed and is just waiting. He doesn't question your determination. Why would he?
I just look at them and go, you guys better have some good-ass questions.
I mean, I'm bigger. I got more of it.
I walk forward, and I put my arm out. Ready to make a trade.
Prick your palm upon the point and ask your question as your palm rests against the point. In trade for your answer, the fountain will take however much it believes necessary for the question. Keep in mind the severity of your choice.
In my head, and I yell, one of you give me a question now.
Looks at the elf. Well, time to shine.
Me or Nyla?
No, my questions are gonna kill her for sure.
Yeah. I don't wanna hurt Odd. She's the tiniest one of all of us, and she has the less blood. Odd, no, you come back here.
Just one question? Or multiple? Can we take this trade? Multiple times or no? Just once.
I'm gonna try for multiple times. Depends on how much damage I keep taking. You got one?
I got one, but I'm paying my own blood for it.
No, you're not. I'm doing it. Come on.
No, I'm doing it. My question, my responsibility. It's nothing really that concerns you all anyway, so it's something
Start
simple.
getting frustrated at the fact that the group won't ask a question, knowing that I'm going to be their best option.
Questions.
I will do one question per each. Just let me do this.
I'll do my own. Respect that, at least. I'm not pulling you away, am I? I'll do my own. It's my own question to ask.
Why do you need to do this? It's okay. You know, we care about you, right? You don't need to pay a price for all of us.
Says it's a price for all of you.
I'm not even with them. I'm just here to settle a debt with them, and then that's what my question will ask.
I don't even know if you'll allow us to each take a pay.
Actually, that's a good question. Mr.
Start getting frustrated.
If it's just one, you guys have a question? Put your trust in it. It's been good on us, right?
2 questions. All right.
I'm gonna turn towards Nyla and just like whisper, like, should we ask them about the blood gems?
Can I pay for it if we do? I don't want her getting hurt for this.
Oh, I'm not asking if she will. No, I would never.
Guys, I don't have all day. My arm is getting tired.
Can I walk over there and see if I can, like,
No.
grapple her away?
No.
I'm just waiting for Spinks.
As soon as I see Nyla trying to come towards her, I slam my hand down onto the spike.
Oh, crap.
No.
Here we go. What's your question? Speak your question, not yours.
Since
You're
you
doing it.
slammed your hand down, I am gonna have to do a D4 just
Yeah.
because that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, you are.
Just
Oh wow, I'm rolling well tonight. That's a 4 on the D4.
Oh, yay.
oh my.
Yay.
And I was gonna rush forward even quicker and try to get her off of it.
And I'll say, if you want my hand to stay where it is, I suggest you back up and let me do this.
I don't.
So if you don't have questions, I do.
So does that mean you're gonna push it down further, or Zono's just entertained by this? But it's like he respects it and he loves it. He's like, yeah.
So I'm gonna try to get her hand off of it.
Funny enough.
I'm already paying my price.
So as Nyla attempts to get upon the pathway after Odile has seen any movement towards her, as Nyla reaches the path where it begins to go towards this fountain, you notice that you slam into a similar feeling as the bridge.
Oh no.
As around Odile is an orb. A defensive orb. As the Sphinx simply sits, still, unamused.
The question begins. Ask your question. Pay your price.
Look at the group. Water in my eyes.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh,
Your question. So
since they don't want to ask questions, I'm gonna ask one. But only you can tell me the answer. I do not want them knowing. The other questions they can know. Is that a fair enough one?
That's the fun thing now. You're asking a question. They're gonna pay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, there's your one question. Okay. Oh no.
Your answer will come as you wish.
Oh.
And in Odile's mind, she feels a sudden racking pain, like a strong migraine that hits like a truck as she hears the familiar voice of the Sphinx. Only you will hear the answer.
You want us to go mute?
I can easily type that answer out. That's not an issue.
But that's the thing, though. We're going to hear the question.
Yeah, do I say the question in my head or do I say it out loud?
It's up to
This
you.
is not the question to the Sphinx. This is a question to you, Will.
Up to you. I'm not a genie, so I'm not gonna be a dick like that.
Degen.
Well, that's one of them, but the 4 genie types, yes, 4 elemental genies. I'm good.
Some genes are good. Screw Digens. So much.
But you can type it out. You can say it if you like. It's completely up to
I'm
you.
going to type it out to you.
The others can deafen, and we can do it that way so that everybody in chat can hear if they like.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. When I do that, everybody can undeafen. So that might make it a little easier. All right.
Less time consume me. Okay. My question is, did my master purposely sell me away, or did he still want me? I have no memories.
Are you sure you're willing to pay the price for that answer?
My hand's still in there, so yes. This answer I will die for, if needed.
How much HP do you have?
Right now I'm at full health, which is a 23. You're gonna kill me.
Not actively. I'm not trying to.
I'm the one killing me. Got it.
Okay. Math time. It's not gonna take long at all.
My calculator.
However, I am going to go on ahead and answer it before I deal the damage. Okay. That'll make it a lot easier to count out. You said you have how much HP?
23.
23? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Odile, in your mind, that racking headache seems to slowly subside as you feel the rumbling slow.
You were sold as a means of protecting you from something I cannot see.
Was that a sufficient answer to Odile?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Hmm. Someone
There you
messaged
go.
James.
Alright.
There
Here
we
we
go.
go.
Okay.
Hi guys. Sorry.
I'm just checking this stream. I'm like, oh, next I just see this, I'm like, oh, probably should get on.
Now
Yep.
that Odile has received her answer, you all watch as Odile suddenly looks very pale. Odile, from the pierced hole through your hand, you feel yourself drained and drained and drained as you take
Goodness for those long rests, huh?
Message in her bottle.
Mm.
Okay, so that's.
How much did you roll?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh no!
Oh no.
We're level 4!
I'm probably dead.
There's 86. Okay.
Yeah, you think you can get questions for all of us now, huh?
Fireball.
I got my one question answered. She can honestly die peacefully now if needed.
You're taking 32
You should not.
damage.
Oh, good heavens. Oh, good heavens.
Oh, good heavens.
Two
On
off of
top
the
of the
average of
4
86.
already?
You did roll 86. Not
No. I rolled
7.
78.
So,
It's 86.
I'm -9 HP.
Oh, well then you're 0 and the group watches as Odile falls unconscious. Hanging from the pierced hand as she's unconscious now. So
Control good in.
yes, funny enough, now
They can
that
get
the question and the fountain has taken its toll on Odile, you watch as the rippling dome around Odile then dissipates, and the Sphinx simply watches, just eyeing the group still, as Odile hangs unconscious
And I was
from the
getting
fountain.
there as quickly as possible and using healing word.
Yeah.
Gwendol is
healing
taking
touch
the
towards
hand.
more.
He's taking
Cure
off her
wounds, that's
hand
it.
off the pike.
Robine's just
Before she
over
does
there
that.
trying to pick her up. Like trying to get underneath her.
We're helping. Get moved now.
Wonderful.
So cure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing cure wounds on her.
As Odile is moved away from the fountain, and Nyla casts her spell as she's being moved. You can roll the healing word, heals.
5.
5. All right, Odile, you get back 5 HP. You are at 5 HP. And
It's
you
already
are
with the modifier.
without
it
the
was
modifier.
not a good roll.
Even with the modifier?
Just checking.
Yeah, 5 total.
So you're getting 5 total healing from 0. So you are back to 5 health. And you have a point of exhaustion.
Oh, I'm still out conscious. I'm.
All right.
Too
Well.
much memory.
Am I just laying on top of Rovan now?
If
he
you
just
want.
picks up body, puts body on Rovan. There, are you happy, you piece of junk? Yeah, I said it.
Rovan just scurries away to a far corner and just lays there with me.
Okay, well, more questions, Spinks. Big furry thing I want to pet.
The Sphinx then looks over the group.
Each of you may ask a question if you wish to pay the price. As I said, I know most all.
Okay.
I do not know everything, but I know almost everything. The price is up to your question. If you all have questions, you may put forth that price.
Look, shut the two. Well, you gonna tell me your question, or I'm just gonna go up there anyways.
You're gonna go up there anyways. Go ask yourself a question.
I owe you. Oh yeah. I want to stay over.
I can't ask you to ask the question. You've already helped us enough.
Well, if you're gonna ask it now. Because if it's going to take a lot out of you, honestly, let's be honest, I'm gonna be able to take it better than you.
Let me roll to see if he high or low.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not helpful.
All right.
No,
Heads high,
it's
tails low.
Yep.
Heads high.
Okay. She's gonna step forward and she's gonna ask about what intentions could somebody have with blood gems.
Oh. Down the dwindle?
Yeah.
Okay. What attention? Blood gems. Does blood gems ring a bell?
As a dwarf?
Yes.
Go on ahead and make her history check at advantage if you wish.
First is an 18 natural. So history, so I believe that's a 17. I should double check for my preference. Because I believe he's intelligent.
Have you ever asked Wendell if he knows the answer to this question?
I don't think anybody's
that's a
ever
19.
asked Dwindle if he knows the
That's
answer
a
to this
19.
question.
He's a long-term smith. Got it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever asked Dwindle if he knows about this.
Why have we never asked him that?
Well,
You seen him at the forge? You seen him at the man working?
I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, Dwindle hasn't really made himself open to questions.
No.
This is true.
I mean, he's been there. We just had to ask it.
Yeah.
That situation hasn't come up where we could tell you about the whole
However,
situation beforehand.
Funny enough, he might just be able to just tell you the answer. Like, I don't even need to ask it. I can just tell you.
Well, thankfully you rolled above an 18. Blood gems, even for dwarves, are extremely rare and precious minerals. They are extremely powerful in much more ways than just jewelry. They have been known. I got an itch. But I can't just rub my eye. Anyway, they are not only used for jewelry, as they are very, very beautiful and extremely expensive, but some dwarves fashion them into their armor. Some of them fashion them into their weaponry. Some of them fashion them into something else entirely. Blood gems are a very powerful arcane focus as well. Even as a dwarf who hates magic, you know that the properties of a blood gem can easily bind or be used to release spells or creatures of any kind. They're extremely powerful, and wizards normally use them in different arcane arts of conjuration, as well as simple, well, I say simple, but very advanced magics that involve the idea of them creating portals, even to other planes. So they're extremely valuable and very difficult to get a hold of. And if in the wrong hands, are very dangerous.
I presume this knowledge is normally kept secret by dwarves, normally?
Not necessarily.
Or it's not public?
It's not one of those things that everyone knows. There are people who know it, and there are people that practice with them. However, there are not enough that know it for it to be all over the place. Most of the time, the only people that know it are very practiced arcane magicians, wizards, those of dwarven kind, or extremely wealthy nobility and royalty.
Why do you want to know about them?
No reason.
No. You're gonna
I'll tell you later.
No, tell me now.
Ah,
I'm not gonna waste a question. I might just say, for the reason, whatever
That's
reason you
fair.
have. Tell me.
we're
Why
searching
in the
for one.
Nine Hells you want a blood gem?
Nyla, help me out here a little bit. Before we met you both, there was a blacksmith, and to sum it up, we're searching for someone who might have bad intentions, trying to find it. So we're trying to find the person.
I already have one.
They're searching. Last we heard.
They're gonna have a very hard time with that. They might have the easiest time going to Flaming Bruff, but I don't think we're just gonna give them out like candy.
It didn't seem like a normal humanoid being.
Oh. Magic. They're powerful focus material. Whatever you want to call it. They're not used for good when they are used for magic, or sometimes, yeah, I don't know. I don't care. Stay away from them. mean, you could put it in the armor if you want to feel like royalty. There might be one in the
Someone do with
unique
it though.
spells. If
Spells?
not spells, it's that's my case. Especially if they're going discreetly about it.
I'm gonna turn towards Nyla and ask her, what are we trying to find this guy for if it's only for spells?
They're
What
not
kind of spells
good
would he-
spells.
How bad?
Well, it's a bloody blood. It's a fucking blood gem.
Oh no. I think I know what it is that was looking for them. And we don't want it falling into its hands.
Hmm.
It has a lot of power to find it. And I don't even want to think of what it would be capable of if it did find it.
Honestly, I'm now more concerned about that than I am the werewolves.
I have a
Open up a
question.
bloody portal to the nine hells for if they wanted to. In fairness. Our debt's settled now.
Thank you.
My turn. Slam.
Slamming your hand. Alrighty.
Yeah, why do you insist on doing more damage than necessary?
Wow.
Barbarian.
Okay. Fucking. I love how I go and roll a d4 or any kind of dice against anyone else, and it's always high. Against Dwindle. 1 on the d4.
Pure rage.
Wait.
1.
Looks at his hand. Oh, sorry. Takes off the gauntlet, puts the hand back down.
Sadness.
And he just looks at him. Is being outside worth it?
You mean, is it worth it to get back?
Or should I just go back to Flaming Prof?
I will first answer your question with another question. Are you content with simply staying in one place and not learning of anything within the world?
Aye.
Then it would seem that your answer lies within yourself. If you wish to learn more, to stop what is to come, staying outside will teach you far more about yourself than you would ever realize. And I believe that it would be very, very worth your while, Snow Rage.
That'll do.
Again! Come on!
Simple answer.
I'm not.
I don't even need
joking.
rage, do I?
I'm
Even though
not
it's
even
magical,
joking. You don't like that. This is so stupid. I rolled 7d8 again because this is not a question in the same sense of Odile's where it is important as a person, but for Dwindle that question is important as a person. Because Odile's was more of reasoning. Yours is more of personal growth. I got 4 1s, a 3, a 6, and a 5. For a whopping total of 18 damage.
I resent. Looks at it. I could take another. Walks away. Dwarven Fortitude. I'm gonna heal for a D12 plus my con. And that's an 8 plus I regain 12 hit points back. So I take 4 overall.
Sad. Nonetheless,
Just spits, rubs it in. Oh, better.
sadness. Anywho, the Sphinx watches, and then eyes May and Nyla.
Do the remaining mortals have questions?
No.
No.
Disappointing.
I agree. I just find that quite educational.
But not all who seek knowledge will find it in a simple question. Is there anything else that you all require of me?
How do we get out? So what's this? Holds up Phoenix. Has it grown?
The Sphinx just stares
Has the
directly
root
at Dwindle.
grown?
The root has not grown.
Oh.
The Sphinx just stares directly at Dwindle.
Are we only allowed one question each?
You are allowed one question for each of you based off of the small one's reaction. But
Alright, I'll ask how to get out.
for the dwarf, it appears he can take much more. I am unsure of the remaining two mortals, as you all react very strangely. If you wish to leave and have no further questions that are worth asking, state so now.
I'd like to leave, please.
And can I do it again?
If you wish. I cannot promise that each price will be the same, and I cannot promise that each price will be as painless.
Okay.
Ask your question, dwarf.
Looks down. This actually might kill me, this one.
Then be sure that it's worth it.
Oh, it's worth it, my friend. It's worth it for all dwarven kind.
Remember, I know almost all. If I am unable to answer your question, you will pay no price, as I have given nothing in return.
Wonderful. Do it again.
Please feel free.
Do I take damage again because, or do I just go down in the same hole?
I assume you're just using the same hole in your hand.
Perfect. Is there a stronger metal than andamite thing?
There is. This metal can only be found on the plane of Earth. The Terran plane of existence is a place of unfathomable riches and power, as there are metals and jewels unknown even to the dwarves.
Visible flame. I don't like it.
Vibranium.
Yeah, sure. The blacksmith's gonna build a nuke. Okay, sure. Let's do it. I'm not. Dwindle's gonna enter war. No, I'm not gonna enter the war to fight it. I'm gonna fight and join the war to end it. 100 years ended by a single dwarf's hands.
15.
I am this.
You only
Oh.
had 4d8 for that question, as it is a question that goes along the idea of traveling planes, but it's not life or death. Or
14 total?
anything. 15 total.
Wonder if you can give me dating tips on how to get with the librarian tiefling.
So metals and ores and gems beyond not that dwarves do not know. That even dwarves do not know.
Beyond the knowledge of even dwarves. But nonetheless.
Ooh. Where was this? Did he give a location of this rift or tear?
No, he said the Terran plane of existence.
Hmm.
The elemental plane of Earth, basically.
Yeah, looks like we're going plane walking, boys and girls.
Yar.
Does dwarf know about plane of Earth?
Does Dwindle know about different planes of existence?
I mean, Earth is where all metals really are from, so
But does Dwindle?
you tell me.
Does Dwindle know about different planes of existence? Does Dwindle specifically know about different planes of existence?
I mean, he's a smith.
Which means he's good at a blacksmith, and he's good with metals that are provided to him or that he gathers. But does he know about...
As there be storage, probably.
Would there?
I mean, I would imagine. Orc tales and just fantasies of ore that is beyond... that only like a dwarf king can wield or whatnot.
Is Dwindle
Royalty.
done asking questions?
Dwindle's done. He's just
Okay.
he's happy and content, just sitting down, just thinking and daydreaming. That is the surf plane.
So Nyla changes her mind, walks over, sticks her hand on top. She does not slam her hand on top.
Okay. As you lightly press your hand against the point, you do feel it slightly pierce in, but painlessly. As it is sharp enough to where it literally just slides through, almost.
I just have one question, and I just need a yes or no. Was it my fault? I can specify in the chat if you want.
No. It was not yours, as it was not your curse to bear at the time. Now,
This is gonna hurt.
now you must face that curse head on.
I love the lore drop. This is great.
Do not fear, as every curse has an opposite blessing.
And the Sphinx simply leans back now.
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, this one's gonna hurt.
Hold on.
Does anyone else have healing possibilities? Because I do not. Good.
I do, but I'm still unconscious.
We might need you.
I have cure wounds.
Probably gonna need you.
Probably.
Unless I roll badly again.
Please roll badly.
A second dwindle.
Please roll badly. Let's only have one unconscious player, please.
Ah.
Oh.
How much HP do you have, Nyla?
Oh no.
I have 31.
31. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's not enough to kill. That's good.
Oh no, I definitely was not going to give enough to kill. It was going to be close. Like if I rolled max, that it was definitely possible, without a doubt. But it's not one of those things where I'm actively like, yeah, see, it was more of one of those things where it was like, I want to cause enough to make it seem realistic that each of these prices makes sense, but I don't want to just outright kill on accident. So, you'll go unconscious. Without a doubt, you will definitely more than likely go unconscious. But...
Not at all surprised.
Okay. 14.
New highest damage of the campaign is...
Funny enough, I'm pretty sure Odile still got more damage, even though I rolled more dice for Nyla.
Dang.
What's the highest?
I got a 32
Yeah,
damage.
she got 32.
She got 32, so let's see. Oh, boy.
There's no way I'm gonna end with 1 again, is there?
Oh, no, definitely
it
not.
can't happen 3 times in a row.
So that's
3 times the charm.
6, 2,
Oh, it's delicious.
28.
That's a bad thing.
Oh,
for me.
never
I'm gonna
mind.
need
Odile, you said you got 32?
Yeah, that's how much damage you got
Ah.
me.
Yeah, Nyla, you're taking 38.
Ah,
No.
I
Big
mean,
owie.
fair.
Big owie.
Catchy the body.
Is that enough
Yeah.
to cause you to go unconscious?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
have 31, so
Okay.
that's -7.
See?
And
Unless
as
I rolled
Nyla
max...
falls,
Unless I roll max with, like, all of the d8s, it's not possible. I definitely wanted it to be
You have
possible to
be
go
62
unconscious.
More than 62?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rush to Nyla and use Cure Wounds.
All right. Go
I've
ahead and
never
roll it
used a
for me.
spell before, so I
Well,
don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's all the other way
rolling.
around.
so Cure Wounds is a level what spell, James?
1.
Level 1. Okay,
1.
Cure Wounds is a level 1 spell, which means you can either use a level 1 spell slot or you can quote unquote upcast it. For those that don't know, you can cast a spell using a higher level spell slot, however high you want. If it's a first level Cure Wounds, if May had 9th level spell slots, she could use 9th level spell slots for the Cure Wounds. But you cannot undercast. You cannot take a spell that is, say, level 3 and then cast it at level 2. It has to be level 3 or higher. So, Cure Wounds being a level 1, May, you can upcast it with whatever spell slot you're wanting. But, Cure Wounds, for those that don't know, is a level 1 spell that allows the caster to roll a specific amount of d8 based on the level, plus their spell casting modifier, which for May I believe is her wisdom.
I think so.
So, that much health goes back to the person it's being cast on.
Oh wait, what do I roll? Like a 1d6
It's a D8,
1d4
if I'm not mistaken.
or d8? Okay.
James, check in the Discord for me.
Huh?
Because Avery does that.
6 plus 1, so it's a 7.
So does it mean I have 7 HP, or is that 7 from the
You
number?
don't. So you go 0. Everything past that doesn't matter unless it doubles what HP
Unless
you
it's I'm not at
had.
death.
Yep.
Cool. So now
So
I have
let's say
7
you
HP.
have, yeah. So it
Yeah.
has to go for your max. So let's say you're at 2 HP, and you have 32. You have to if you take 34, you outright die. If it's 31, you don't die. It's 30. So it just has to meet your max plus what you have.
That makes sense.
So
plus
If
seven
we're
is
ever in that type of situation, we are in big trouble.
if
Yeah.
the easiest way to remember it is imagine you're at 1 HP, okay? Your character's awake, your character's alive, your character is conscious. If your HP, Nyla, you said yours is 32?
31.
31 total. If Nyla takes 32 damage, because it goes 1 to 0 and then adds. If you take 32 damage total at 1 HP, your character dies outright. No ifs, ands, buts. No death saves, nothing like that.
You mean 33?
Don't know. I do not remember if they count the 0 as one of the ticks because
No, because
it automatically stops at 0. So I'm
'Cause
not
if-
entirely sure.
I think it's 33 because if she takes 32, you first subtract what she has, 1, so it'll be 31. She'll take 31, so it should be 1 off. So it has to be 33.
Yeah. So 1, 0, and then if it continues to deal damage, if you have enough to where it does negative your HP or more, dead. Without question. So, Cure
Nope,
Wounds is in
it's
fact a D8.
It's a single attack, by the way. No.
Yes.
You
in
said
a
I get
single
7
attack.
back for Cure Wounds?
May?
Cool.
Oh, me? What?
Yeah. You said 7
Yeah,
back?
7.
Awesome.
Perfect. Just
Yes. Cure Wounds. A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
give myself a level 1 exhaustion right there.
Mm-hmm. You have indeed gotten another exhaustion. If I'm not mistaken, you all have not long rested yet. No, you have. You have.
We did. So, yes.
You
So I'm back to
have.
level 1.
So Odile and
Yeah.
Nyla are to 1 exhaustion point now. Wonderful.
Exhaustion is terrifying.
Especially now that we're doing the optional rule where it happens whenever you're brought up after being unconscious.
Such a good rule. Such a good rule.
It makes it much more terrifying for like clerics or paladins that just are like level 1 healing spell, 1 point of healing hands. Like you can't
It
just
gets rid of that problem.
Yeah, you can't just 1 point of healing hands, you're back up. You got 1 HP, you'll be fine. But
Yeah, healing word, nurse healing word so much. But it needed to be nerfed.
yes. But nonetheless,
Spell was out of control.
the Sphinx then eyes the group, both those that have become unconscious or regained their consciousness, and those that are still standing. The Sphinx eyes the group. Are you all satisfied with your questions and your answers?
Looks to me. Well, I mean,
Nothing.
unless you got some type of question that's that powerful, I wouldn't recommend doing it because I can't heal. I mean, yeah, I can't heal.
No,
I
I've got
do the
nothing.
opposite of heal.
Then be gone. And the Sphinx raises their paw and swipes it.
Wait, what's your name?
Swipes their paw. The group watches as the paw flies across and their eyesight ripples as if they're underwater. That was a weird itch. That was like right there in the cornea. That was not cornea. Right there in the corner. Cornea. I was thinking eye. Anyway. The eyesight of the group starts to ripple as if they're underwater. And it starts to get stronger and harder and more difficult to see and understand the space around them until you all find yourself, all of yourselves, standing upon grass. Simply staring off into the snow. As the snow has stopped, the blizzard no longer happening. The next day, now here. A simple cloudy sky, snow underfoot. In a small clearing with no sign of anything besides the tree line around the group.
Do I
I was
still
just
have
gonna, like-
root? Do I still have the vine? I let the infestation out. Oh no! Oh no!
Funny enough, Dwindle, as you look down at the root, you notice that there seems to have been a trade. In Dwindle's hand, as he goes to find the root, he instead finds an egg. Not a normal chicken or farm egg, but an egg that's easily the size of, well, if you were to clasp two hands together and hold it. For Dwindle, being a dwarf, his hands are much larger, so it would take up about the 2 palms of his hands. Probably about that tall and a little thicker. And you notice that on the outside, you notice along the outside of this shell, it seems to be strangely, it's almost like skills.
Dwindle keep that to himself.
Okay. But you all now find yourselves above ground in a clearing with nothing but the quiet snow and gray clouds above. There is no altar, there is no stone, there is no strange dome shielding you from the cold wind. There is simply the land, as if you had simply wandered into a clearing.
Yeah, Nyla's gonna sink down onto the grass and burst into tears.
Are you still unconscious?
What? I
Oh,
thought
wait, no.
you gave me.
I did, yeah. Oh no, that was odd, sorry.
Yeah, Odd's still passed out.
It was very draining for those of you that actually took damage from it. I apologize. I was really expecting more for Dwindle. That's really the only time I think I will ever be able to actively do damage to him outside of combat is the only way. But
See how long I'm gonna stay out. I'm gonna stay out for 3 hours.
You want an HP count right now, Will?
you took... You said you got 12 HP back from Dwarven Fortitude.
No, I've taken all the damage. I have. You want the HP current?
Sure. Disappoint me.
39,
Out of...
58.
Oh, I actually dealt a little more damage than I was expecting.
Dwarven
Wonderful.
Fortitude again.
I hate this.
That's a 12. That's 16.
Sadness. But
Who
that just
needs
means
healing word?
just means he can't use them later until that next long rest. So,
I got 3 more.
so
2 more.
what would you all like to do as you find
I
yourself?
just checked, and Odd's gonna be out for like 3 hours.
What time is it?
After the long rest and the escapades and looking around, and funny enough, you find that talking to the Sphinx after taking your long rest and after you all had entered late into the night, even after the escapades, the long rest, and talking to the Sphinx, almost no real time has passed. It's not dark, but the next day is here, and it's still early in the morning. It feels as though only a few... For you all, it feels like almost an entire day has passed. Out here, it appears as though only a few hours have passed.
Do I still have my firewood?
You do, in fact,
that
still
was
have
it.
the
From the inside. Sweet.
Oh, you mean the vines?
No,
The tree
firewood
that you
from
chopped
the
down?
firewood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, the firewood you do still have, yes.
I got the firewood. Redemption.
The only thing that you don't have is the strange root that wriggled as you held it.
But it got something interesting.
Mhm.
I will need to look into that later. When it's
So-
not freezing cold outside. In hopes of actually having a interesting mount.
So the map, the globe, did it seem like they were like marked spots?
Mhm.
Like,
It seemed like they
Can
were
I-
indeed marked points.
Yeah,
And I,
there's one.
yeah, I'd like to pull out my paper and try to mark them down from memory.
Do you have a world map?
I just have paper. Yeah.
Wendell definitely doesn't have a world map.
Well, if you have a normal map of
Yeah.
Grandiasha itself, you definitely could
I know.
attempt. However,
Okay.
it did not actually label them or coordinates or anything like that. It simply looked as though a small dot of light had appeared on the world map. You all did see that one of them not only was here, but there's another somewhere in the middle of West Grandiasha.
Mm,
Somewhere.
Aren't we east?
You are. Never eat sour watermelon. You are indeed in East Grandiasha. Going north towards Rose.
Fantastic. Well, looks like we had to join the war to find the other one.
Or just travel. You all are in between Crows and Crestia, and you're up here in the northeastern portion, along the between from the trees and tree line and the mountains. The forest, basically, you're in the middle of the forest, just at the base of the mountains. However, somewhere in the middle of West Grandiasha, you saw one of the dots. Somewhere. So.
Well then for now, I think she's just gonna start walking north.
Shouldn't we rest for the other two?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry.
No worries. He's got a lot of information. He's in a jolly good mood. He's a smith that learned there's more.
Dwarf.
There's more materials in existence that dwarves don't know about. He's ecstatic. He's happy. What is the Earth plane? Must find it. What is Earth? The Spink didn't even say plane. Earth. Like, we're not digging deep enough.
Earth is indeed the overall word for dirt or soil or the like, basically. Just anything below your feet.
You need to find a planar trader now. Hard. It's gonna be so extremely hard. My door is uneven.
Yeah.
Now that I've figured out my gain and stuff like that, I should probably put this pop filter on. Anywho, what are you all doing?
Resting, short rest or long rest? You decide.
Long rest will take away our exhaustion points.
Mm-hmm.
A short rest,
But
you
also-
can use your hit dice. So, it's all up to you.
Mm-hmm. I
Also
think we
6
need a long
hours.
rest. Yeah.
6 hours sets up camp then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is cooking the wolf meat.
Okay. Do I sound better by chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, I don't
All
like
right.
some nice, beautiful stew.
So, you all are setting camp up?
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that, it is 9 o'clock.
Anybody setting up for Odile?
Yeah.
Rovin's got you, right?
Yeah, I'm just laying on top of him.
Dwindle's
And he's
grab
just
the
looking
pen.
at you guys,
Oh.
just looking at you guys like, I have to
Speak.
listen to you now.
Speak.
So, funny enough.
Oh no.
What?
So Nyla and Odile are forced unconscious, right?
Well, they weren't quote unquote forced unconscious. It was just they fell unconscious due to the blood drawn.
That's what I'm meaning.
However,
And I stayed unconscious.
yes, Odile chose to
Okay.
stay unconscious.
Okay, so they've been-
story-wise.
They'll get the benefits of rest.
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Nasty thing I learned recently.
Oh
When
yeah.
you're forced unconscious, you don't get the benefits of a rest.
Oh yeah.
It's bad.
Oh yeah. So, after a few hours, Odile will be able to take her long rest. However, for right now, due to the being forced unconscious and remaining unconscious after being healed, she will not. Well, no, she's not technically in the stabilized state. So I would say that due to the healing, simply due to the healing alone, she is less stabilized and more from forced unconscious to now sleeping peacefully kind of thing. Still very pained, but, you know, not simply
So much lore.
on the verge.
So happy.
Yeah.
But-
Lore dump episode. Fantastic.
Very happy too.
It is now 9 o'clock, and I feel like that was a wonderful place to end it, as you all learned quite a bit, and you all got quite a bit of lore, not only of Dwindle's dwarven self, but Nyla's backstory. Odile and her question was rather interesting for the people. And you all
No idea what
learned-
it is, and I refuse to look at the VOD.
Good.
It shall
Yeah.
remain as mystery.
It'll come up eventually. Just not yet.
Until
Nonetheless,
one decides.
everyone did wonderfully this session. Absolutely wonderfully. I loved it. This was so much fun.
So, I got a little fun little thing to end on. As everybody's unconscious or asleep, Nyla, I think Nyla's asleep as well. No, maybe. He's gonna go look at it, May.
That's up to them, as it's not necessarily that you all are taking a long rest for sleep. You all are simply setting up camp and taking a break for upwards of 8 hours for everybody to get healed, take care of their wounds. Some of you kind of have a massive hole through your hand, so that might have something to do with it. But, nonetheless, you all may spend it how you wish. You have 8 hours of you time at the moment. So, you may stay awake, you can go back to sleep, you can
Keep watch.
walk around if you wanted. It is the middle of morning, so
Takes a bite of the wolf meat. So, you're not an elf. I'm
Who
not
said
gonna
that?
speak. I'm not gonna force you to tell me. But offers the meat. Is this something I have to worry about?
I'm not an elf. I mean, it was. It's complicated.
Is it
It's
something?
nothing you have to worry about.
No, for example, you think about this. If we go into a town, remember, I am a soldier and a guard. Would I normally take you in?
I don't believe so. No.
Then we have no problems. Hands you wolf meat and walks away.
What am I supposed to do with this? I'm gonna grab an apple.
You're a vegan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll expect takes it. Like,
Yeah, I ordered bacon a couple
bacon.
sessions ago, and I was like, shit, I forgot. Gives it to Nyla.
which then goes to
Stuff it
dwindle.
in her pockets. And
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
meat.
the
Oh,
pocket
meat.
bacon came from.
All meat returns to dwindle where it rightfully belongs.
Rovan just walks over to Dwindle, nudges him, looks at the meat, opens his jaw.
Takes up a piece. Out of sheer curiosity. Feeds a little tiny piece.
It just sits in his jaw, and then he walks back over to Odile and then puts it right in front of her sleeping body. And just sits there, wagging its tail.
That was a waste of meat. And just continues back to eating, watching. Fantastic.
So, as you all are now camped out, resting, Odile taking her sleep,
no.
Rovan trying
Well,
to
you're
help.
muted. I don't know if that's.
I was trying not to be disrespectful while putting my dice away.
Oh, you're good.
But as you all are taking your break, allowing those that need it to rest and recuperate, and each of you are tending to your wounds, we are going to leave this session here, as you all now have the answers that you were hopefully looking for. And if not, well, at least you've got a better understanding than you did before. So, I hope that you all enjoyed as much as I did. I hope all of you viewers enjoyed as much as we did. And I hope that this little ragtag group now realizes they have a few reasons to stick together. As Dwindle now knows that the group is hunting down something that not many even know of. Nyla and May, well, they realize what they're hunting. Nyla knows a little bit more about why, and Odile knows a little bit more about why as well. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for enjoying our lovely little shindig, to say the least. Thank you all for coming. Remember, follow the fireflies. You never know what kind of stories they may have to tell. And until next time, thank you for visiting the woods. Good evening.